Oh man, there are some things to talk about in regards to some video game announcements that just dropped at the latest Sony PlayStation event. And of course, I'm not going to go through every game they announced, just the ones that got me the most excited. But before I talk about any of that, I just want to give my thoughts real quick on the latest brand new trailer that just got released for The Matrix Resurrections. So far, I loved everything about that trailer because The Matrix is one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time, with the first one being my most favorite one out of the trilogy. Reloaded, Revolutions was okay, and if we're going to be talking about any other forms of media, I would say Animatrix and The Matrix Path of Neo video game were like my other two favorite things related to The Matrix. Also, another video game I have in my collection here is Enter the Matrix, which was meh, because you play as Jada Pinkett Smith's character in that one, but when they came out with Path of Neo, oh, that was so much better. So much better. Not only do you get to play as Neo and recreate the famous scenes from the movies, they also included the actual clips from the movies in that video game, and that video game was just awesome. But yeah, can't wait to see it. I will be seeing it opening night in theaters, because this is something that I would definitely love to see on the big screen and not on a streaming service like HBO Max. But anyways, let's move on to the video games. So I'm just gonna cover 4 of them that got me super hyped up real quick. Starting off with the announcement for Spider-Man 2. Technically, this is the 3rd Spider-Man game from Insomniac, but the official sequel to the previous one that came out for, or the first one I should say, that came out for PS4, and then later on they re-released it for PS5 with some special like frame rate features, you know, to play in like 60 FPS mode with ray tracing and all of that stuff on the PS5. They did the same thing with the Miles Morales game. So when this trailer dropped, super hyped, because not only did they show Peter Parker's Spider-Man, but they showed Miles Morales' Spider-Man as well, so you get to play as both of them, and you get to hear some voice work from, what's that one character's name? Kraven the Hunter, and then they ultimately, at the end of the trailer, they revealed Venom himself, which I hope Venom is not Harry Osborn like they've been teasing. I hope Venom is Eddie Brock. Like, I want them to throw a curveball at us and have Eddie Brock as Venom, and have whatever symbiote that was attached to Eddie Brock, if that even was a symbiote, in those you know, end credit scenes or after credit scenes or whatever at the end of the previous Spider-Man games, make that a totally new symbiote character. But who knows, it might still be Henry, but I don't know. I really want it to be Eddie Brock, and it sounds like he'll be teaming up with the Spider-Man. Maybe you have to fight him, and maybe you get to play as him later on. That's the only way to top the Miles Morales and Spider-Man game, is just to have the player play as Venom. I can't remember the last time Venom has been in a Spider-Man game. Well, let's see. Let's go over to my video game collection real quick. Hold on. Ugh. Ow. Ugh. Don't have a lot of space to work with here. Okay, I'm switching to camera mode now. Okay, so here is my superhero game collection for the OG Xbox. Moving on here, or moving through here, I should say. There they are. And then I'm not including the latest Marvel vs. Capcom games. Those don't count. I'm talking about Spider-Man owned video games here. So yeah, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, right? And I just almost dropped the other one. Okay, Ultimate Spider-Man. And these two were the last Spider-Man games that I remember that you get to, hold on. Let me switch it up back here. Okay. So you get to play as Venom. I almost said you get to play as Venom in both of them, but no, you get to play as Venom in Ultimate Spider-Man, I believe. And there was a cool like Wolverine fight in a bar. That was awesome. In Web of Shadows, you don't get to play as Venom, but like his symbiote is like the main baddie, or symbiotes. They take over the body of other Marvel characters, such as Wolverine, Black Cat, and even Moon Knight. And this was such an awesome Spider-Man symbiote story, I guess. And then Ultimate Spider-Man was okay. I think, was Deadpool in this one? No, I'm thinking of not Web of Shadows. What am I talking about? Shattered Dimensions. I think that's the one with Deadpool in it. Shattered Dimensions. Yes, I think so. But anyways, these were the last two Spider-Man games that officially had the Venom character in them, not including any of the recent, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I would say. And speaking of Marvel vs. Capcom, God, I really hope they bring back a remake of this. I want to see 100+ characters. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Continuing on. So another thing that got announced at the PlayStation event was Knights of the Old Republic remake. I'm not overly hyped for that. I will just say I'm happy that they're remaking that game because I have the original 2 Knights of the Old Republic for my OG Xbox video game console. Never finished the first one. The reason for that is because I just have so much in my backlog that I've just been trying to catch up with. And when you're trying to catch up on so many other games in your backlog, as well as trying to have a life that has nothing to do with video games, catching up on some old games takes some time. But in all seriousness, I would like to try to get back to that and finish the first and second game. But I'm really happy that, a remake is coming out, and I'll most likely buy that and jump into it and, be amazed probably by the updated next-gen graphics and awesome updates to the gameplay mechanics that will most likely be in there. And I'm happy for the Star Wars fans that are, getting this remake. And, I'll be right there alongside with them enjoying that game. Alright, so moving on to another announcement. Insomniac is making another Marvel game, Wolverine, which I hope it's as fun as... Let's go back to my video game collection over here. Alright, switching back to camera mode. Here we are. Let's see, Spawn, Justice League, X-Men, Wolverine, there it is. There it is. I hope the new one is as good as X-Men Origins Wolverine for the Xbox 360. This game was, I would say, a hidden gem when it came to certain X-Men titles, because surprisingly it had blood and dismemberment in it. And one of the things that made this game awesome is that you get to unlock his classic outfits, such as the classic yellow and blue outfit with the mask and everything. Now, will Insomniac actually go there and make the new one, I don't know, bloody and gory? I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling they might play it safe and just have a bunch of robots for Wolverine to slash up instead of actual people. But we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. It's a long ways ahead into the future. I think maybe around 2023, maybe even further. Alright, so before my camera dies here, or I should say the battery to my camera is about to die, of course, the final thing they announced at the PlayStation event that everybody pretty much knew that was coming out is God of War Ragnarok, which is a sequel to the previous God of War game that came out for PS4, and of course they added some updated features for PS5. But they added some gameplay footage, and it looks pretty much the same. Even with the combat, I'm pretty sure there's some additional things to the combat that they're not showing because they don't want to reveal everything, but yeah, I'm pretty much excited for that. Ever since I played the first one, I was like, alright, bring on the second game where you get to fight. Dun dun dun, spoilers, Thor. But yeah, it looks fun. Looking forward to it. Most likely get it. Don't know if it's going to be a PS5 exclusive or if it's going to come out for both previous gen and next gen. But if it's going to be a next-gen exclusive, hopefully Sony puts out a crap load of Sony PS5s for a lot of people to actually buy so they can enjoy all these awesome releases that are coming out. But alright, that's it. I just wanted to talk about all this cool stuff that got announced this week, and I'll see you guys later. Sorry I have to wrap this up, but the battery is dying now, so I have to charge this up and upload this video. Alright, later. Sony, make it happen, Sony. Make it happen. We all know it's coming. We all know a updated version or a sequel is coming, Sony. What's taking you guys so long? They're just playing the waiting game, guys. Give them time. They'll something about Bloodborne will be coming. Mark my words.